Good afternoon, Roscommon County, and welcome to Cooking with Deb. Today, we're going to be making cream puffs. Again, we are in our Serenity Day Lodge kitchen, beautiful facility. So we're going to use it for baking off our cream puffs. A lot of people think cream puffs are hard, and some of your friends are probably going to be angry that I'm telling you how easy they are, because even myself included, I like to take my cream puffs to any kind of event and people are like, oh, wow. But guess what? It's super easy. So with that being said, I've got our oven preheating right now. I did make a trial run yesterday. My recipe calls for 400 degrees. I think our temp in our oven's off a little bit, so I did kick it up a little bit today. But recipe calls for 400 degrees for 30 minutes. They're going to be nice and golden brown. So our oven's preheated. Our eggs and our butter are both out, being room temp also makes it a lot easier. And with that being said, it's going to be 1 cup water, 1 cup of flour, 1 stick of butter, has to be butter, and 4 eggs. And it does call for 1/4 teaspoon of salt, but I'm using salted butter. So I'm eliminating my butter. So with that being said, I've got my water on. Actually, the way y'all know me, I had the wrong burner on. So back burner was on high. It was glowing. So give me a minute. I got to get the front burner up. So once you get a nice rolling boil, you can put your butter in, stir it up a little bit. What's really nice is your butter and your water, as it's rolling, it's going to make a nice frothy look. At that time, I'm going to bring it over here, take it off the stove, bring it over here, put it on the table, add my 1 cup of flour all at once, and here's the special, this is it right here. Stir that flour, water, and butter with a wooden spoon. Just stir it up real good, and you'll see it just all forms this really nice ball, and that's what we're going to look for. So right now, we got our water boiling. I'm dumping our stick of butter in to let it start melting. So, I don't know, this is going to be the cream puffs, but the best part is what we do after that. We make it into a hot fudge cream puff. My granny used to take me to Eastland Shopping Mall, for those of you who are from downstate, and every time before we'd come home, we'd stop at Sanders and we'd get our hot fudge cream puffs. So, Granny, this one's for you. So, hope y'all had a granny or a grandma. My other grandma was grandma, but granny was the fun granny. So, all right, our butter and water are boiling very nicely, and it's frothing, as we said. A few more minutes. So I will tell you, we put the dough onto the parchment paper when we put it in the oven. We do a heaping tablespoon. The puffs will double in size. When I make my hot fudge cream puffs at home, I use about 1/2 cup of the dough because I like a big puff. So, just saying, it's all preference. And it does have to cook a little bit longer when you do the larger puffs. All right, got the frothy butter and water going on right now. Make sure there's all the butter is melted. Then again, whole cup of flour all at once and start stirring. So what we don't want are lumps of flour. So we stir this up real good, and if you can see, it's making the ball already, but we want to make sure every bit of that flour is dissolved, incorporated, whatever. So this is why the wooden spoon is so nice. So once you do this, we do have to let it cool down a little bit. And what I did today, because I don't want to hold this up too long, I did put my bowl in an ice cube bath. So when I bring that over here, we're gonna dump this into that bowl so it can start cooling down. So normally it's not in the ice cubes. Normally we have time, but I don't want to hold you up because actually I did make some last night, as I said, and everybody's waiting to eat them. So put that in there. We're going to stir it around a little bit just to get it cooled off, because we want it cooled off because we're going to be adding the eggs. We're going to do one egg at a time, and we don't want the hot dough cooking the eggs. Not seen that, so hey, if it happens today, we roll with the flow around here. But like I said, we're just gonna make sure there's no lumps of flour. So far, so good. And we're gonna cool this off. So, and then, like I said, one egg at a time with the hand mixer. And it gets kind of snotty. And if snotty is not the word I should be using, it gets a little bit slippery with these eggs in here. But at our house, it's snotty, so. Oh, oven's up to temp. All right. I will tell you, once we get dough done, I am going to ask Tom to come over and help out. We're going to dish them all out. Because it's like a heaping tablespoon, and if he can help, we'll get these in the oven so that the rest of the staff can have their cream puffs really quick. So you know what? I'm gonna do it. So I'm gonna start adding the eggs. I already had them all cracked and ready to go to make this happen. So we're going to start mixing them one at a time. So far, so good. I don't have scrambled eggs. So, yep, looking good. I'm telling you, this is how easy this is. Super easy. So, again, like I said, those friends who have been impressing you for years, and you can either keep the secret that you know it's not that hard, or you can say, oh, I'll bring you cream puffs next time. So, all right, there's one. This is the same dough you use if you want to make eclairs. Of course, eclairs are filled with a different filling. Of course, I love eclairs. So, just saying, this is the same dough, we just pipe it out differently. These are dropped by the heaping tablespoons, where the eclairs, you put them in a bag and pipe them out. So, but it's all good. We're on our third egg already. So Tom, have you ever had eclairs?
Yes, ma'am.
Awesome.
You know me. I love sweet food.
Did your grandma or your mom ever take you to Sanders for their hot fudge?
I never remember going to Saunders, but I remember we could always get Saunders hot fudge at F&M's up on 9 Mile.
Oh, Woodward. I know where you shop.
Yep. Just down from SS Kresge's.
I have to fess up to something here, people. I'm saying Saunders because in my house, it's always been Saunders. And when I went to buy the hot fudge, I found it right away, bought 2 jars so we can all have a lot. And I got it back here and it says Sanders. It's like, oh my gosh, I bought an inferior brand. Well, I went online, checking it out, and apparently it is Sanders. And I've been calling it Saunders my whole life.
We've always called it Saunders.
I thought so, but I checked online again because it's like.
Just because it's spelled Sanders doesn't mean it's pronounced
I know, but I was
Sanders.
putting a U out of Saunders. So, anyways, I'm hoping this Sanders hot fudge is as good as my old Saunders used to be. So.
Tomato, tomato.
There you go. That's a fact. And hey, while we're talking Sanders, what about them bumpy cakes? What about the caramel cakes? I told you my family liked Sanders.
I had a bumpy cake last week,
Really?
but it was an Entenmann's.
Oh.
It wasn't bad. They said it fed 2 people.
Okay,
Yeah.
not
Mhm.
2 people like us apparently, by the sounds of it.
No.
Okay, all right. Your dough, it's very nice, but it is sticky. So, like I said, I'm gonna ask Tom to come over. We know our oven's to temp. I'm gonna get rid of the ice cubes. Sorry about the noise. Right now, you can have a tablespoon. We did put parchment paper on our pans, so
Now, how far apart do these have to be?
about 2 inches because, like it said, or I think it said, they do double in size. So, and I'll tell you something, I really hate to admit this right now, but I watched a gentleman on YouTube and he had a suggestion, and what I'm seeing right now, he might be right. Tom, can you take your finger and put 4 dots on here with dough? He said it would hold our paper. Well, by the
That makes sense.
you might be right.
You know,
Gosh, when I get it done.
cake decorators know that trick with frosting.
Oh, yeah, to hold our board. You aren't kidding. Whoa. Awesome.
I did wash my hands.
Are you sure?
Yes, Betty just came in.
Hello? Oh, you know, Betty's not here just to say hello.
Betty was here because she wanted a cream puff.
That's right. I want to see what these are like.
All right, well, once we get these in the oven, like I said, half hour. It'll smell good. They get golden brown. They double in size, as I said. So,
You should
So is
never,
Tom putting this too close together?
eh.
Okay.
I can't say anything about men and baking anymore because I just told them I'm giving a man kudos for showing me how to keep the parchment from sliding around.
you should never lick your fingers when you're taking it to someone else's house.
Oh. Oh, all right.
That's hard.
Or even if you're inviting someone else over to your house, do not lick your fingers. If you got a mask, wear your mask because then you can't lick your damn fingers. I don't know how many times I tried to lick my fingers in the grocery store to be able to open a bag. Can't do it. Not with a mask on.
I thought I had Tom to help me to get these in the oven quicker, apparently.
Get them in the oven.
All right, they're in the oven. All right, we're gonna set our timer for 30 minutes. And through the miracle of Zooming and television and everything else, our 30 minutes are up. So here they are. These are the ones I told you I made last night. So as soon as it comes out of the oven, serrated knife, because you have to pick them up, cut it in half, and inside, it doesn't matter how long you cook them, there's always going to be some sticky dough left. So you pull that out, making it so that it's nice and clean in there. So again, do them all right away because the steam, you have to release the steam or you're going to have soggy buns or soggy puffs, whatever. So we get that done. And we cut them up, clean them out, and put cherry in. I found a little bit on this one. It's just this little uncooked stuff, unbaked. And all right, they've all been cut, and they've all been cleaned out a little bit. So I'm gonna let them sit and cool off a little bit more. And while they're sitting over there cooling off, I get the finished product. I hear them froze. That's never going to happen because I'm animated.
You're back.
I'm back. Okay. Sorry about that, people. As I said, they're over there cooling. We've cut them all in half with the serrated knife, pulled out any of the uncooked dough, and now they're going to sit, cool down a little bit. Then, a scoop of ice cream.
Or with topping.
Okay, I'm going to have to get animated again. Get ready because I'm calling you up next. Okay, everyone. Finished product. It looks delicious. We did put a scoop of ice cream, whipped cream, and a cherry on top. Bon appetit. I'd like to let you in on. All right, I'd like to introduce Sheila Engelhardt. She is going to be cooking in October.
Hi, everyone. In October, if you look in your newsletter for the date, we will be processing pumpkin right from the pumpkin and making fresh pumpkin pie out of that.
We're going to do it in a 2 series.
We'll do it in a 2 series. One time will be just processing the pumpkin and how to store it, and then the next one will be making the pie.
So please join us in October. I don't remember the date. Anyone? Newsletters will be out next week, so make sure you grab your newsletter.